Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important example for template driven form, where we will see how we can handle multiple fields when we want to implement a two-way data binding using ngModel. Okay, so here I will show you one example where we will create multiple fields in a form, and with the help of ngModel we will process the form. We will we will preview the data as well that are stored into one object. So by the end of this session you will be able to understand how we can implement two-way data binding using ngModel for multiple fields. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly talking on the multiple fields. But prior to that, you should know how to handle single field, what are the theoretical things related to template driven form, and other basic stuff related to that. So if you know about those things would be much more easy for you. Okay, and for the sequential content you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. So from there you can take a reference and you can find more than 3000 plus resources available in both Hindi as well as English language. Okay, all right, so now let's go ahead. Here you can see currently I'm in app.component.html file, where I just put one main heading that shows Angular course by Sharmit, and post that we have secondary heading that is showing today's topic, and today's topic is template driven form example in Angular for two-way data binding using ngModel for multiple fields. Okay, now to perform this operation, to perform this demo, what we will do, we will firstly click on app.component.ts file just to define and import the prerequisites. The first prerequisite is we should import forms module. Always make sure that import forms module. Okay, so just click here on this imports part, and here you can write forms module and then press enter. So once you press enter, it will automatically import it here. And once it is imported, then you are good to go with ngModel, and we are sure that we will be using the ngModel. That is why we imported it here. Now the second prerequisite is we know that we are going to deal with multiple data, right? Multiple fields. So instead of declaring variable again and again, better thing is to create the object. So here we will do the same. We will create one object. So just simply go in app component, expand this class here, and here you can define the data object. Let me show you how. So here I will write form data equal curly braces, open, close, and inside this one by one we will define all the fields that we want to store. So I want to store, let's say, first name, type would be string only, and if you want you can store it as blank for now, that is fine. Then second thing, what is wrong here? Let me check. Yeah, you can okay, we are in object now, so you can simply define it like this. Fine. Now next thing is last name, and in last name again we will define it as a blank, and then we will define the email blank again. Okay, and then comma, and just terminate this object with a semicolon. Perfect. So this object is ready. Now we are good to go with the HTML code. Now some of you might be thinking we say that in template driven form we write the 90% code in HTML. So yes, we are just defining the required variable. That is the thing, right? We are not doing any kind of operation related to form in this TS file. Okay, fine. Now we will go to app.component.html. Here one by one we will take the input and process it accordingly. So firstly I will create one label here for the first name. So here I will write first name colon, opening closing curly braces. Not here, we will just define first name. Then we will add here the second thing, that is the input field. Okay, so we will define input, and in input field we will firstly define the type. Type would be text only. Then we will define here name. In name we will write first name, then we will define here ngModel. So square bracket inside this parenthesis, inside this ngModel. Okay, and then here you can define a form data which we created as object dot first name. Perfect. So this is for first name field. Likewise, we will define the second field. So here I will write label, last name, colon. Then we will define here another input field, and this time we will write it as per the last name or surname. So you can write here type as text, and doesn't matter like what type of fields you are creating. If you want to store numeric numbers, that is means numeric data or number type, that is also fine. Okay, but for now I'm just using the text because I want to store first name, last name and email. So here I will write last name, and then you can write here square bracket inside this parenthesis, then we will write here ngModel with equal and double quotes, and inside this I will write here form data dot last name. Perfect. So this thing is ready. Now we will simply write here the next label, that is for email. Okay, so just write it like this, email colon, and then you can write here input, and in input you will write here type as text, name as email, then we will write here square bracket inside this parenthesis, and then you will write here ngModel. Perfect. Okay, and here we will write form data dot email. So these all fields are ready. Now if you run the application ngserve -- open, enter, just wait for a few seconds and it will show you the output in the browser. So this is how our form looks like. We have one main heading that shows Angular course by Sharmit. Then we have secondary heading that tells the today's topic name, that is template driven form, example in Angular, two-way data binding using ngModel multiple fields. And then we have all three fields with label, that is first name, last name and email. So currently if I write it like this, it will take, but we are not printing it anything, right? So how it will work? So for that, what we will do, we will preview the data. Although like in form we will process it later, but I just want to make sure this is the simplest example. That is why like I will simply preview it here. So you can write label, and then you can write here preview data. Okay, and later on here, like if you want, you can write strong here just to highlight it. Okay, and then you can write here first name colon, and after this you can use here double curly braces, form data dot first name. Perfect. Let's see how it looks. We should add some br tag here at least 2 times so that it leave the 2 lines here. Save it, refresh it. Perfect. So it comes perfectly. Maybe we can add after this as well, preview data. Now looks good. Okay, but it is not showing first name. Why? Because we have not put it yet. So let's write tech, and you can see it is coming perfectly. Alright, likewise we will define the other strong field. If you want to keep it in strong, you can. Otherwise, like usually how it works, people keep this thing outside, something like after this. Okay, we should use at least paragraph, but let's keep it as it is. Otherwise you can add paragraph and it will work. Let me show you. Just write like this, and so this is what I want to show. Like if I write it like this, so it will come. Okay, but keep it in strong so that you will see both things highlighted. Okay, fine. Now we will define the second strong, and this one is for the last name colon, and double curly braces, and here we will write form data dot last name. Okay, then we will write here strong, and this time for the email colon, double curly braces, form data dot email. Perfect. So this is ready. but we should keep at least br tag 2 times. So after every strong you can use br tag. Alright, so this is perfect now. So here if I write tech, it will show that tech is my first name, Sharmit is my last name, and abc@gmail is my email ID. Okay, so this is exactly what we are expecting from this program. It accepts multiple fields, store it into one object, and we can also see the preview data. Okay, in the next session we will take more advanced thing and we will go step by step toward the advanced part. Okay, meanwhile you can do the practice. If you have any question, suggestion or query to relate to this session, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.